Hello everybody, welcome back. I'm going to do a Leisenring pattern from The Art of Tying the Wet Fly. James Leisenring, Vernon S. Heidi, 1941. It's just a partridge wet fly hook, size 12. And I'm going to use primrose silk. This is Kimoto silk. Number 301 is the primrose color, or closest to primrose. And I put a little bit of wax on it. Wax I use is Dan Bailey's wax. Just a little bit on the thread. And getting it started on the hook. Winding it back. I love these Leisenring patterns. Flimps and so forth and so on. Great book. Originally written in 1941. The tail material is Woodcock. At that time, I think Woodcock was hard to get, so people use Mandarin, but Woodcock is back. Tying it in there, just adjusting it to get it on top there. With the wax thread, one turns plenty to do all that. I'm right at about the hook point now, and I'm just going back to the end of the shank of the hook, the beginning of the bend, right about the barb of the hook, and keeping it on top. I think I have a few too many fibers there, but so be it. And flat mylar tinsel, gold and silver, gold side towards me. This is the smallest one I have. I think it would be like extra small. Danville, I think size 16. And wrapping it, tying it in with the gold side against the shank. And moving forward. Now the bodies for these flies are spun bodies. So this is primrose silk that's been waxed with a little bit of Hare's mask, Hare lobe on it, and then spun on a Clark spinning block. And so I'm just tying it in and cutting off some of that excess silk right there. And you can do these in advance and keep them on a card, which is what I do. Sometimes they loosen up a little bit, so I'm going to tighten it up before winding it on there. I'm just wrapping up all the materials, the tinsel, the butts of the Woodcock, and moving up to the front near the hook eye, leaving some space for a head. So I just put on some Hackle pliers there, and then I'm going to use my bodkin and just hold it up and spin those Hackle pliers, and then just tighten it up. You want a couple wraps of silk right near the tail before you get into the spun body, which you're using primrose silk, and you tie in the spun body, so you can do a couple extra wraps so you have the fully exposed silk there. And if you did the spun body you have kind of a natural taper here, more and more of the fur as you go up, and hopefully you can see that's happening here. It's pretty buggy. So I'm going to wind up to right about where I meet my silk, tie it in. Now this fly, the Hare's ear, has no hackle. Leisenring felt that the bugginess and the guard hairs of the Hare's ear, you just pick them out, and that basically gives you your legs, your hackle. So I'm just kind of doing that with my fingers there, and so now I'm going to wrap it up. So you spin it around so that the gold side is on top. This is not my best work here in the spacing, so do a better job than I did in tying this in. And I don't think it matters how many wraps you do. It's more about getting the spacing nice and even, so that, you know, you have a little bit of flash, but you also have a little more structure to the body to withstand the many fish you're going to catch on this. And then, so this is a winged fly. I keep trying to pick out some more of those, the Hare's mask there. The wing comes from Woodcock. It's secondary feathers from Woodcock wings. I cut some slips. You can see how they have that tan and dark brown. Leisenring calls it buff. Make sure you get some of that buff in there. Now I'm doing just a pinch loop here, trying to get that seated on there, or else a pinch and loop again. Give it 2, seated on there, and grab those butt ends and just kind of make sure everything's on top before you let go, and look at it. And it spikes up like that. That's how his fly looks. I'll show you a picture of his fly next to mine near the end. I'm just doing a couple more securing wraps. Just hold the wing while you do that. With the wax, you know, you're pretty well on there. And then snip the butts. You can use the hook eye as a nice angle guide for snipping the butts off at that angle. And then just cover up those butts with some silk. Sorry for the cut there, I was interrupted. And now you just whip finish. I think I do a 3-turn whip finish here. And cut your tying thread free. And then again, there's no hackle here. The Hare's mask, Hare's ear lobe is pretty spiky, especially in the spun body form. So you can just take a dubbing needle, a little Velcro, a little brush, toothbrush, whatever you want. Pick some more of those fibers out. Get it kind of leggy. And that's the fly. So here's my copy of the book. I have the 71 edition, some woodcock wings, a spun bodies, wood duck. And here's my fly next to a picture of his rendition of the fly. And that's all. Some great stuff and some great patterns.